Now, let's see if we can get more of an insight into Russian military thinking with John Spencer. He's a combat veteran who now serves as the chair of urban warfare studies at the Modern War Institute at West Point. Welcome to DW. Let's start with General Dvornikov. What difference will having him as central war commander make? And what does this tell us about President Putin's thinking?
I mean, I think it continues to tell us that he's going to do anything he can to try to get a win after he's been defeated in trying to take Ukraine as a country, trying to take Kyiv. He lost that war. So you brought in a new commander, and that was one of the challenges in the beginning. They didn't have an overall commander in their abysmal attempt to take Ukraine, and Ukraine fought them back. I mean, the fact that he's the butcher of Syria, the fact that he probably wants to save this as well to make the Russian people believe in their military if they've been so terrible in basic combat tasks. I mean, I think it means that the viciousness, which is hard to think about because I agree this has been really a systematic genocide by a big bully in Putin. But I think that we'll see much more aggressive, vicious tactics from that commander. Now, can he save this? Is a tough question. I personally don't think so. You can only do so much with broken apart units, demoralized soldiers with no training, equipment falling apart. I mean, they lost like 7 generals, and that'll take decades to replace. So one top general in charge of a military that already hasn't performed, I don't think it'll have this overwhelming effect.
Okay. Despite that, it looks like the Ukrainian army will struggle to defend the east of the country. Can you see them keeping it?
Absolutely. I mean, they have what Russians don't, the will to fight. And they've already demonstrated, like, don't look at the analysis based on the numbers. You can't discount the will to fight, the motivation. And these are not, these aren't Ukrainian civilians. We're talking about 1/3 of the Ukrainian military in the east. They're a highly trained, highly equipped military. I mean, I see what Russia's doing. I think we all see what they're trying to do as they try to save this. I personally think that don't think of them as an underdog in this situation, but there is an urgency for all of us, all the West, everybody, to send the supplies for this different kind of fight. This is a very different fight than we've seen so far. Much more open terrain.
As I understand it, this is going to be a fight, as you say, again, over wide open terrain, over vast areas, and Russia is throwing everything it can at it. But do you think that Ukraine can keep them out?
Absolutely. And don't discount, I mean, at the beginning of the show, you mentioned all the cities that they're headed for. Izium, Kramatorsk, Dnipro. This still will involve a lot of urban warfare, to be clear.
And so President Zelensky is worried about incursions from the Transnistria area of neighbouring Moldova. Do you think those fears are well-founded? Because it sounds like everyone's going to be very stretched.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that it's a concern for Ukraine. Do I think it's a real major military threat? I mean, it is only 2.5 hours from Odessa. It would be another problem that they would have to deal with. Do I think it'll happen? No. Do I think it signals more importantly that if Putin for some way was able to overwhelm the Ukrainians, would he stop at Ukraine? And in Moldova, I think would be more concerned that they have this, somewhat separatist region that Putin could say again with lies that he's liberating to move forward.
And now we have Finland and Sweden, who seem to be moving closer to applying for NATO membership. One wonders, given your analysis of Russia's fighting prowess, how worried should they be given the apparent underperformance of Russian forces?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they all have to make their own decisions, and that's why democracy wins. Being a part of NATO comes with a huge coalition against evil. I think that, they're right to be concerned. I mean, Russia has underperformed, but it's still a threat. I mean, he and the Russian politics are a threat to the free world.
Thanks for joining us, John Spencer from the Modern War Institute at West Point.
Thank you.